he certainly won't get a majority with his party alone. So either he will get a majority that involves his centrist allies, or he will have to look beyond the centre and do deals with essentially hostile parties. Now, the nightmare scenario is that Mélenchon's Union of the Left wins and forces the president to cohabit or co-govern with a hostile left-wing majority. That's not really likely. So the most likely scenario, Macron gets a majority, not his majority, but a majority that will have to be built in the centre and maybe doing deals with the centre-right Republicans party.
What does that mean for legislation then, Jim? Because there's a lot of outstanding legislation around economic reform.
Oh, absolutely. And this is key for Macron. A president needs a parliamentary majority to carry out his mandate fully. So these are make or break elections for Macron's legislation. If he were obliged to look beyond his centrist allies, even to the relatively germane Republicans Party, he might have to negotiate the passage of bills one by one, policy by policy. This would be really difficult. So there's a big difference between 2017, when Macron and his new party swept to power with an absolute majority and unlimited freedom to govern. So the stakes on Sunday are very high for Macron.
Professor Shields, do we have to give him a break for the extraordinary political and historic events we've seen with the war and COVID over the last couple of years, which may have thwarted some of his ambitions, or actually has he failed because of his own inability to coalesce different forces domestically in France?
No, I think it's a fair point to say that he should be given something of a break, because his mandate, his 5-year term of office, has really been about firefighting. It's really been about crisis management. It was the Gilets jaunes, you'll remember, derailing his early reform agenda. Then it was the COVID pandemic. Now it's the war in Ukraine. So it's been one crisis after another, which have essentially derailed the reformist agenda with which Macron came to power in 2017. That's why these elections are so crucial, because Macron wants to pick up again and, if you like, with clearer skies, start again to implement his reforms.